Well, hello everyone. I am Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It is Friday, January the 28th, 2022. Now, we're slap out of collegiate football, but I understand there is a traditional bowl game coming up in the NFL, and I wish everyone their best in that. We keep up a little bit when it comes through the news feed on Bama baseball and basketball. And speaking of basketball, I want to give a shout out to all you folks who are University of Kentucky fans. They usually have a pretty good season, so we'll send good wishes their way. And of course, we have the numbers. Now, what I've been doing here lately around the house, I don't know if anybody cares, but it's sort of one of those things. I've decided I started making a little bit of bread. I don't usually bake, but I thought after my son came down, he tends to be the baker in the family. He came down from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and for Christmas, and so that kind of rekindled this. So I've been playing in the kitchen, and I think I've had some these little pictures put up for you to take a look at. I don't know, but here's the thing. Maybe you do like to bake, and if you do, wouldn't you like to do it in a brand new kitchen come 2022 in just a few more months? If you do, you might want to call Dale to sell or call Dale to buy, because we'll look at what we've got going on. And of course, the numbers always have a little bit to do with the inventory. Now, I'm getting ready to run a middle segment here as usual. This one, I'm going to talk a little bit about inflation. As with anything brought to you from the internet in a status chat, you can find the full link to whatever these things are in the description of the status chat over on the YouTube page for the status chat in which those things appeared. Now, I have two little charts I want to show you today. This one is from Trending Economics. It is obviously done this morning. United States inflation rate, and I have it spread out over a span to give you a graphical representation. We see what's going on. Now, what the inflation rate is as measured is based upon a basket of goods that a typical type of household would have to buy, because not all things go up at the same rate. Anything with fuel in it obviously is going to go up if we raise the price of energy. Now, here we have the United States Unadjusted Consumer Price Index. You often hear that called the CPI, for all urban consumers based upon the price of a market basket of, and then here are the things. Food is 14% of the total weight of the metric. Energy, that would be your fuel and heating and everything else, 9.3. Commodities less food and energy is at 19% inflation, percent, not inflation, but percent of the basket. And services, less energy services, is 57.3%. The last category is divided by shelter at 32.1%. How about that? 32.1% of this measurement is shelter, that whether it be rental or purchase, anything of that necessary, and the medical care services at 5.8%, transportation at 5.5%. So these ratios are what makes up this index, this number. This is a unitless number. The CPI is just an index number. And we see in the past history, we've kind of been bouncing up and down, and we can probably trend something that happened to these sharp rises, and they go up, and it's regulated fairly well. And we see from about 2016, we started going up a little bit, but inflation was under control overall, pretty well much around 2% inflation over that period between, say, 2016 and 2020. Well, what happened in 2020? The other page. Well, here we are. Here is the value of money, stock in the United States from January 2016 to October 2020, and has gone up since then. And we see that every time we're running more and more money into our supply. We're just printing more and more money. And we steadily keep increasing the money supply from about 2016 to 2020, where something happened, where I think you know what caused this. We have a group of people that just keep spending money. Look how much money they have put in from the money supply. From 4.1, or 0.01 rather, to all the way up here to 5.6. This huge jump in printed money. These I believe are in trillions of dollars. Yes, value in trillions of US dollars. So that's what we have now out there floating. And this huge spike in printed money is supposed to be for the public good, but in fact what we see, the result of printing a lot of money very, very quickly, has caused this spike from about 0% inflation all the way up to where it sits right now. Now this is going to be up somewhere around 7%, and I think we can agree that last year when we saw 31% equity gains in housing, I think we can see that some of our basket of goods is taking a huge hit in what it's going to cost to buy a home. So that's pretty well much it. When you don't control your spending, when you just turn the credit card on, you get, as we've done here. Here we've slowly, I guess, done all those continuing resolutions to keep from going to the fiscal cliff. So we must have more money, more money, more money. Well, we've got it. They got their way. The result is this. Massive inflation, and this is a basket of good, and we talked down here real quick about how they're balanced out. My food budget just jumped significantly. Now, fortunately, I already own a home, so I'm gaining in that regard that I have an asset that's growing. But if you're looking to buy, these new prices that are going to hit you are not likely to go away when we've done this to our economy. So let's return you back to the show and go on from there. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, Call Dale to Sell. That's 1 L and Dale, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Now that we got that taken care of, we'll look at our numbers, and our numbers are they're just a specific thing we set up during the Rona to keep people from being so downhearted that the chicken littles were telling them that the sky was going to fall. Nothing's falling right now. It pretty well much is going through the roof. Not literally, but figuratively is going through the roof. So last week of 1/21/22, we had 7,985 opportunities in the Real Scout system. Get your free account with me today. Sign up. Email me. We'll get you hooked up. That fell over the previous period. We had 3813 in the under contracts still showing in the entire MLS, and that was a double-digit ratio jump. We went from 46 to 48%. That's the ratio between those two of how many contracts are still showing, still being held on to in the system compared to how many opportunities we had overall, and that includes the coming soons. Now this week we had 7792, also fell over the previous period. 3926 were the under contract still showing, and we had it for the second week in a row, a double digit on the integer level of the ratio between those two. We are now up to 50%. In other words, we have half as many under contracts still showing that we have opportunities, which include the coming soons in the MLS and the greater Nashville, Middle Tennessee type area. So we got that done, and I want everybody to stay warm and happy. And remember, if you're looking to buy or sell, you need to call Dale.